Holla ballers! And welcome to today's Daily Preach on Monday, the 6th of August. Of course, it is the 7th if you are watching this on YouTube and not joining us live here in the Preach Gaming Studio with all the ballers all around us. Yes, there's in fact a really cool Minecraft one. Check that shit out. Fuck yeah! I love this shit. Fucking Minecraft is definitely awesome. For in fact just doing generally really fun stuff. I've got a little bit of a good show lined up for you today. We're of course going to cover today's worldwide gaming news. We're going to look at some stuff from Blizzard, and we're also going to have our daily comment. However, today's daily comment is a little bit special. It's a little bit special as it's a tale, a story. I know you guys love your stories, and I have a story that is not written by me. It is a story written by yourselves. You are wonderful people who follow my channel, got yourselves into a little bit of a connection, shall we say, and I'm going to read that story off for you very shortly. Let's get into some gaming news quickly and get that stuff out of the way. First of all, Borderlands 2 is up for pre-sale. You can go buy it now. You can even buy the collector's edition and get some cool free stuff with it. I recommend it. Borderlands 1 was incredibly fun. Great co-op game. We're going to be playing some Borderlands 2, hopefully get some good footage out for you guys, a bit of a let's play sort of thing. So we're really looking forward to it. Borderlands 2 looks like it's going to be really good, and you can pre-purchase it now. I think it's £30 if you're in England. It'll be the equivalent wherever you are for a AAA title. It's going to be good. It's really going to be good. One other topic that's coming and sort of spreading like wildfire is Source 2. Of course, the Source engine created by Valve is years and years old now. But the latest releases by Valve have actually got links to the Source 2 engine referenced in their code. So all those data miners who spend countless hours going through lines of code have found many, many references. I think there was about 64 references to the Source 2 engine. So it looks like Source 2 is coming, which is fantastic because the Source engine, as we know, so many games were built on the Source engine. So many great games were built on the Source engine that we should see Source 2 coming soon and probably be available for other developers to use and create games on top of it as well. So looks like that's coming. That should be awesome. Will Valve make a mockery of it and make us pay endless amounts of money to get the code? Probably not. Probably not. They're pretty good about stuff like that. They like having that hold on the market. By making it accessible by all, lots and lots of people use their stuff. And that's actually a good thing by proxy. If you don't know what by proxy is, by using that, they tend to use other stuff. So it looks like that's going to be pretty cool. This question I'm going to bring up a little bit of a discussion, but I would love the live chatters. I would love the live chatters to actually give me their opinion on this subject. And that subject is virtual reality. The big cheese in gaming, Carmack, is heavily working with virtual reality now. He thinks it's going to be a good step. We've tried this before. It's something called Oculus Rift. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to stick the link in the topic in the live chat for you guys, so you can have a quick click of that and you can see what's going on. Yeah, Oculus Rift. They're going to try and dabble again into virtual reality. This has happened in the late 90s, I think was the last time people really started to push virtual reality headsets on us, and they were whopping great things. They were like these monstrosities we had to wear on our head. I only got to try this stuff while I was on holiday. I went to one of these really big gaming arcades that used to be quite popular. Arcades are sort of dying off now and becoming more gambling arenas. But when the really good games were only in arcades, like Time Crisis 3, when our home consoles weren't powerful enough to run this kind of stuff, we used to have to go to arcades and get the guns out and stuff like that. I actually tried a virtual reality booth, and it was awful. It was one of the worst gaming experiences of my life. If I had never been a gamer, and this was supposed to be the next cutting-edge thing of it, then I would have been put off instantly. It was awful. It was so heavy, even for me. I mean, I'm a pretty strong guy. I've got the guns, you know. I'm packing the heat. And I was struggling. I was like, oh, this is really heavy. It turns too slow. You'd move your head. The camera wouldn't move a lot. And you didn't really have a sense of spatial awareness. You didn't know if things were coming from behind you, left or right. I mean, surround sound hadn't really been fully developed by that stage. It was only in the cinemas. So it was a really awkward, uncomfortable experience. It wasn't enjoyable at all. So the question I want to put to you guys is, do you give a shit about VR? Would you want to play a game at home with a big... I mean, even the Oculus Rift, as space age as it looks, still quite a large piece of gear. Do we want that, or do we like the separation from our games to the outside world? We obviously have a tendency to buy the biggest TV we can. Most people see buying the television for the home as a really major purchase, which it shouldn't be. TV is actually a dying breed. TV is pretty shit. But we still invest thousands of pounds a year into the biggest TV we can buy. I own a really large TV. It was one of the first things we bought when we got our house together, me and Emma, was a really large HD TV. But do we want the headset? Do we want that immersion? I don't think so. I don't think I would enjoy it unless it was really good. I mean, we talk about movie virtual reality as almost being moving into another world, Tron and so on, Lawnmower Man, a movie. If you've never seen The Lawnmower Man, I suggest you watch it. It's a brilliant movie. It's quite creepy, the first one as well. It's all about what virtual reality could be like. If I had a virtual reality immersion experience where I could literally fly through mountains and just generally be Thor or fucking Iron Man or whatever like that, that would be cool. But I'd have to feel it and live it. Will this involve things like senses, other senses, tastes, touch, smell? All those kind of things are really important for me, rather than just a visual experience of virtual reality. And sound. Sound and vision has already been done. If I'm going to take the step to wear a headset, I kind of want other senses to be involved as well, because I'm talking about a virtual reality. It should be as mirroring reality as much as humanly possible. This isn't going to do it, but it could be a good step. What do you guys think? So let's have a look at the response from the guys. No, hell no, no, not interested at all, not really. Yes, I'd love to. Okay, not really. Doesn't sound interesting. Separation is good. If they can make it more compact, I love it for FPS games. Nah. Limited to FPS and racing. I don't think you can make VR work for something like Spyro Skyline Adventures. Do you need VR for Spyro? No, it already outsold Diablo. Nice call, by the way. If video games become the Matrix, then I will accept it. If there's a question for you, and maybe we'll talk about it on tomorrow's show, I'll leave this question with you. If you had to have an implant into your body, but it literally allowed you to enter a fully realistic and immersive world similar to the Matrix, would you want it? I kind of think I would. I kind of think, yeah. But I wouldn't get the first one. I think I would wait for the next gen. If it involved cutting a hole into my body, it's one of those things that if you buy the original virtual reality headsets, they're like these giant fucking boxes on your head that break your neck. You know that in 2 years' time, Apple or some fucking Steve Jobs bastard is going to release one that's like yay big and just clips onto the side of your neck or something. Something like that. But I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I would. I would do it. As long as Steve fucking Jobs doesn't send his minions from beyond the grave to come and create some tiny one that sticks onto your neck or something like that. But yeah, I definitely would. I think I would be well into that. I really do. I mean, one of the visions I have for Preach Gaming in the future is if I can set up proper gaming camps, is that we will be the forefront to test things like immersive virtual reality worlds, which require almost warehouse-sized arenas, which can be designed specifically for immersive experience. So that is one of the things I'd love to do in the future. So I'll leave that question with you tomorrow, and yeah, look at these guys, all these saying yes, yes, yes. So this is the hilariousness of it, isn't it? We wouldn't wear a headset for a virtual reality world, but if you're going to stick a knife in the back of my neck and allow me to enter the Matrix, I'm fucking in. I am in. I'm not wearing a headset. A plastic headset? No. I want a big steel Robocop spike that sticks in my neck. I am totally down for that. I am in. I am absolutely in. So that's the gaming news today. It was a little bit quiet. Nothing mega going on around the gaming world, but that's not too bad. Let's do today's daily comment. Now, today's daily comment is actually a story. It's a conversation between two people. You may remember that I released a video about that game Slender. Everybody's done one. I did say to Ghost when he suggested we play it and film it, he said everybody's done it to death. But he said, no, it'd be fun. It's supposed to be quite scary. It's a bit of a laugh, which was cool. So we did that. Now, sometimes the good thing about releasing that kind of stodgy footage is, yeah, it's not the best thing for the channel, but it's a bit of fun for me and Ghost. A little bit of fun for you guys who like that kind of thing. It attracts a lot of randomers, okay? It attracts like the most random people in the world. And we've attracted, on this particular video, two beautiful people. One of them goes by Thug for Life, and one of them goes by lol smiley face 650. Now, lol smiley face 650 might sound like a pleasant person, but lol smiley face 650 has a darker side, a very dark side. So I'm going to take you on the journey with Thug for Life and lol smiley face 650, and you can read along. I will link it to you here. I will link it to you there, so you guys can. Oh, that was a poor link, Preach. You suck. Wait for it. That just totally is not going to work. It's not going to work. I will link it for you later. Okay. Are you ready for this journey? Let's go on it together. Yeah. I'm going to play some lovely piano music along with this. Okay. This is Thug for Life who begin the story. The walking sound effects in this game sound like you're wearing a diaper. Lol smiley face 650. No, it sounds like you're walking on leaves and twigs. Have you ever walked in a forest before? And no, I don't mean in the park of 20 trees next to each other. Thug for Life. Your face sounds like crunching leaves and twigs when I smash it. Lol smiley face 650. ... Caps lock. Lol. Turn off caps lock. Really? ? That's what you come back at me with, you cum-guzzled bitch? ? Unlike you, I actually know what the sound of a human skull being broken over concrete is like. You think you're an internet badass just because you said something you think is clever and because your name is fucking Thug for Life? Asterisks. Bitch, if a real thug came at you, like me, you would shit yourself. I bet you have never even heard the sound of a bullet piercing someone's skull, splattering their brains either. Enter a new member of this party. This is Clink Solomon, in reply to lol smiley face 650. I honestly doubt you're a thug with that name. Lol smiley face 650. Wanna know why I'm smiley face? ? Because I collect smiley face tattoos on my shoulder for every person I hurt. Asterisks. And when I send a message, I make them smile, so people know who the message is from. 650 is my special way of hurting people. 6 is for broken. 5 is for dislocated. 0 chance of recovery. LOL is because the name was already taken. So, do you want to rethink that? ? Of course, Clink Solomon was taken aback by these words. And Clink Solomon said, dude, you're fake. Just STFU. If you're a thug, then get a life. A thug life. Hurting people gets you a lot in life. Sideways eyes. Lol smiley face 650. Actually, yes it does. Breaking the law makes more money than anything else if you don't get caught. I never have. I live in a 3-story house. I drive a $40,000 car. I have the pool the size of a house. I'm the most wanted man the government can't touch. Clink Solomon. A thug watching WoW vids and Slender vids. Dude, you really should stop lying. You aren't cool by breaking the law. Makes you a douche more than anything. Get a new hobby and get a real job. Lol smiley face 650. Just because it breaks the stereotype doesn't mean it's not true. Even bad guys need hobbies to pass the time. Just because I like watching WoW stuff and playing WoW doesn't make what I do any less real. And why get a real job and work for days on end when I can make in one day what most people make in their entire lives and be so good at it that I never get caught? I mean seriously. And I take douche as a compliment. So thank you. Clink Solomon. They could probably find you from your comments. And lol smiley face 650 with his final report. It's not a matter of finding me. The government has been to my house many times. And they can't prove I do anything. And when they try to get me on little things that would never hold up in court, I go after them for harassment. Because by law I'm just a regular citizen. I never said I did anything to anyone specific. So quit being a dumbass and learn the basics of law. And really, any argument, unless you have evidence, nothing happened, and your argument is invalid. Lol smiley face 650. You are my gangster of the week. Nobody is going to beat that shit. My God. What? What? Literally the greatest conversation I have ever read. Fuck me. Oh, don't mess with lol smiley face 650. Shit just got real. Oh yes. Oh yes, lol smiley face 650. You are awesome, my friend. You are awesome. Really are. Unbelievable. And that is on the Slender video if you want to search it on my channel. That conversation is there. I did not make it up. It could be a troll post. It's too bizarre to be trollish. It's too hilarious. Okay, one other thing before we jump into the WoW news and take your questions as normal. I want to link this video to you because it's quite frankly incredible. Some of you may have already seen it. I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but watching this made me like... it takes you aback and makes you feel really small, but in a good way. It's a time-lapse view from space from the International Space Station, taken over 1 year. And just watch it and be mind-blown. Just be absolutely mind-blown, because it's fantastic. Okay, let's look at some questions before we go any further, and take away any of our knowledge that we can learn from such people. I had so many emails over the weekend. The weekend is a really awkward time for me, purely because obviously I'm not interacting with you as regular as normal, so my emails start piling up. But I'll work through them as much as I possibly can. We got a question here from Scaff. Preach, after watching your beta videos and doing a little bit on the PTR, it seems to me that Blizzard are kind of trying to force people to play classes properly. Do you agree with that? What I mean is, when you see people spamming abilities that shouldn't even be on their bars, etc. Well, it's not a case of that. It's actually a good move. You're obviously referring to when I said we see a lot of assassination rogues spamming Eviscerate, for instance, which is just wrong. You don't do that. So what Blizzard has decided to do is actually fix their broken system. If you're a new player, it's easier as us as old players to sort of assume things like, I would never use Eviscerate as an assassination rogue. I'd be like, what the hell? That'd just be stupid. But if you've never played the game before, you choose a rogue, perhaps you level as Combat. Combat has Blade Flurry listed as one of its primary abilities. That sounds awesome, right? That sounds really cool. So you level as Blade Flurry, and rightfully so, you use Eviscerate. Then you want to try something else. You want to try something like Assassination. But as a new player, you're not even sure how things like Agility and Strength work, and all that kind of stuff, let alone your just finisher change. So are you wrong to choose the finisher you've been playing with all the way? This is your big finisher. Are you wrong to be thinking it should be Eviscerate? You could say you should read your spellbook. Hell, if everybody read the tooltips in this game, I would be out of a job. Seriously? Hardly anybody ever reads the full tooltips of the game. It's one of the points that when I do my more advanced videos, I make sure I go through them. You guys should understand how the class works. It's pretty easy after you read the tooltips to think, oh, well, Envenom actually really works out well. So it's not wrong. So Blizzard is actually fixing their broken system. Their broken system. Their system is saying you have Eviscerate option as Assassination, which isn't that bad in a really high-end technical sense, because some things can, won't have poisons on or whatever. But in a general term, from anybody below a really high-end player, it's the wrong thing to do. So the fact that they're removing those abilities and saying, this is your finisher, it's called Envenom, you don't even have Eviscerate. So a new player will go, well, where's my Eviscerate? What's this Envenom ability? Ah, okay, I see what's happening here. I have a different finisher. So it's not about Blizzard forcing people to do anything. It's about Blizzard not giving people the option to go wrong because their original system wasn't quite working out. That's all I see it as. I really do. I actually think it's a pretty cool thing. I just want to point out, something the chat just said. Special thanks to all you guys who tuned into the Convert to Raid podcast on Sunday. If that should be uploaded to converttораid.com on Monday. I think there will be a link on the Method website as well. You can listen to that. They asked me all kinds of stuff about beta. We discussed every single class. All good. Go and check it out. I had a great time. Those guys are fantastic. So they do a podcast every Sunday. They do it live and then they upload it to iTunes and their website every Monday. I'd go and check it out. They're pretty good guys. So they're doing quite well. I really like it. I wanted to talk another question here, and it was about, again, the situation where we need to decide, do we leave or not? I think this is an important time to bring this up. I know it's a subject I've touched on a couple of times, but it's a subject that matters now more than it will in Mists of Pandaria, because this is the time where we can safely move guilds and get to know people before things like progress and leveling start. Because when leveling starts, if you're new to the guild, you'll be left on your own. Whereas other older members of the guild will be like a bit of a team. They'll be organising their 5-mans. They might not know who you are, so they won't want to bring you along. So right now, switching guilds is actually a really good time. And it's running out because, Mists of Pandaria is not too far away. This question was more into what should I do? Without saying the name of the guy, it was essentially a situation where the guild is 6 out of 8 heroic and doing quite well, but the reason they've not finished Dragon Soul heroic, in his opinion, is 2 of the DPSs are really bad, but those DPSs happen to be the girlfriend of the GM and her brother. So they're sort of friends of the guild master, even closer friends. Their girlfriend, boyfriend. Ooh! And so they're together in some fashion. What should he do? Should he leave? He doesn't want to. The rest of the guild's actually really cool. The problem is these two are preventing progress. So this happens a lot. I have been in many, many guilds where a partner of somebody has been in the guild as well. Partners of GMs on a couple of occasions as well. One GM when Vanilla was out and I was raiding on Alakia, the partner of the GM was also one of the officers. That never works. I have never been in a situation where a person of authority and his girlfriend / partner have been in the guild as well, and it has been a good situation to be in for everybody else, because there is no way in hell, as much as they might want to be impartial, they cannot do it. It is not even possible. It's one of the reasons me and Emma stopped working together, because when she came to me with a problem and I was the manager, and I didn't deal with it as she saw fit, it was not a good situation to be in. It puts a hell of a strain on things. It's easier to just let things slide. It really is. It's never going to work. So you need to make a decision. And yes, your other guildmates might be fine, but it's more about your personal thing. If you're just going to stop enjoying the game, you should move on. It's something I've said. I know some of you guys look for reassurance from me that it's the right thing to do, maybe what I would do. If there's no way in hell those 3 people are not going to not play together, ultimately, you're going to end up in a bad situation, because either the guild will fall apart around you, because not everybody will keep putting up with no progress for the sake of friends and family. It won't happen. Sometimes tough decisions need to be made, and then ultimately you'll be left as the last man standing if you keep sticking with them. I would bite the bullet and leave and stick around with the friends. I don't think it's even worth broaching it too much with the GM as that's the reason you're leaving, because you will just get hated. If someone came to me, and Emma can be a pain in the ass sometimes, as I can be a pain in the ass sometimes. But if someone came to me and said, oh, this, and this because of her, they go, not her. Why? Because that's fucking the reality of life. You know what I mean? Emma can cause trouble, I can cause trouble. But if someone starts giving her trouble, I don't care what she's done. You don't give her trouble. That's just the way it works. That's how it works in game, it works in life. No matter what the situation, if you start giving her trouble or give me trouble about her, you're in the wrong. Instantly my brain. Why? Because I'm a fucking guy. She's a girl. She's my girl. That's how it works. And it will happen in WoW as well. You will never win. So what I want to say, you will never, ever win that argument. You won't. Because he's not going to kick his girlfriend. Do you think it's worth him possibly risking his relationship over something as trivial as WoW? Oh, by the way, if you want a good laugh, you should check out the... I'll put another link. I've got loads of links to link here, but you should check this thread. This thread is hilarious. This is a guy who left his wife for somebody he met in WoW who he'd never met. Dude, what? No way. E-love never works out long term. E-love just never works out long term. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fucking hell. Oh, man. And the best part about this article is, I know it's slightly off topic, but the best part about it is she said that, it's a sad story, but the woman who got left said she's had to move back home with her parents and she's trying to get on with things by playing World of Warcraft. That was her solution to the problem. Her marriage fell apart because of World of Warcraft, so she's drowning her sorrows with World of Warcraft. Oh, no. What? Oh, give it up. Come on, man. Come on. I didn't see it in the paper. No, I saw it today, but that's a little bit freaky. I'm going to do one more question, and then I'll take any questions from the live audience. I don't want this to run 40 minutes. I'm going to give this another 6 more minutes. I want these shows to be about 30 minutes long. Yeah. Lots of questions that, especially when I spoke about the forum thread that's based on my video. Did you know that thing's up to 260 pages long now? It's pretty crazy. Oh, that's what I want to bring up actually. A lot of these emails are regarding the application to be the webmaster for breachgaming.com. You guys were really awesome. We didn't get any graphics guides, not a single one. So if any of you can do graphics, I'm still looking for somebody. But lots of you applied to do the daily updates on breachgaming.com. I'm going to reply to you each individually. Some of the applications were really poor, such as I'm the guy for the job. I'm not going to reply to that. Anybody who actually tried and said, you know, I really want an opportunity to do this. Some of you asked that it's unpaid, but what kind of things could we get in the future? If things go well, we'll be able to bring you along to events and stuff like that you might not be able to get to because we'll have press passes. I'm not suggesting we can by any means. At the moment, we're struggling to pay for a hotel in Germany. But in the future, we might be able to take to BlizzCon, DreamHack, things like that. Any events that we will be covering, E3, we're hoping to be there next year, all that kind of stuff. We might be able to do that, but I'm promising nothing. I'm really not going to say we can do that. But so many of you applied, which was fantastic. So I'm going to essentially give each of you one day over the next week. And I'll see what kind of stuff you guys are kicking out. I'll give you a day to do. So we'll say, like, this guy on a Wednesday, that guy on a Thursday, and see how it goes from there and see who does the best, really. I don't think there's any fair way of doing that. Give you an opportunity to show what you can do. I think that's the best way of doing it. Some of you got some really good ideas for other stuff you wanted to do on the website. All for that. A bit of initiative is exactly what we're after. Last question, and then I'll do the other questions. That's not the question I'm after. I had so many questions lined up. Should I re-roll for Mop because Resto Shamans are really weak? Yeah, I said this on the Convert to Raid podcast as well about Resto Shamans being super weak. It will be fixed. This is one of the things I kept trying to say on the podcast, and I keep trying to say on my show as well. Balance will be adjusted. It's going to be okay. So I tried to explain to lots of people I'm not worried about balance. It will be fixed. They know Resto Shamans are in a poor state. It will be fixed. Don't worry about it too much. People like to jump the ship quickly and be like, oh my god, Resto Shamans are shit. Then Mr. Pandaria rolls around and the balance changes they've done. And Resto Shamans are more than fine and maybe even overpowered. It depends on how it goes. But it will be fixed in some way. They know they're bad. Don't worry about it. Questions from you guys? Any questions? Can I give you a recap about the graphics thing? Yeah, what I'm after is someone who's quite creative with a pencil, essentially. We want some images and stuff that we could put on t-shirts. It's not so much thumbnails for the channel or anything like that, although we're missing lots of stuff. As you can see on the channel where it should say subscribe, there should be a graphic there. But Ghost is capable of doing that. We're looking for someone who could be creative and actually do something a bit artistic. We have ideas in mind. I have a list of things that I would like pictures of. But none of us are able to create that image, especially not in a good way. Sure, I can do a stick man or something, but I can't do anything like that. So if you're okay with a pencil and, you know, you can transfer that into some digital form, well, in fact, as long as it's on a computer, we can work with it and do something with it. But that's what we're after, essentially. Okay, questions here. Preach, do you think that Blizzard is now going to let cookie cutter specs back again, such as in Kata they took them out because you had to get the 31 points on spec? Do you like cookie cutter specs? No, of course I don't like cookie cutter specs. And I can't say that word, so stop saying it in chat. Oh my god. This new system is the best way of doing it. If there is a choice between set talents all the time and those talents affect something in terms of DPS, there will always be a best spec. Always. At least now, yes, we might see in a Warriors situation that Arms is better than Fury for a while. I'm okay with that, as long as my talent choices are stuff that helps me in the fight. So in some instances, to give you an idea, in Mr. Pandaria raiding, in some bosses I'm rolling with Disrupting Shout, which gives me an AoE interrupt to all casts. That's really helpful in some bosses. Then on the next fight I'm switching that to Piercing Howl because I need to slow lots of mobs and that helps the raid out even further. Sometimes I'm switching my glyphs up from Glyph of, say, Heroic Leap. I don't have to move around that much, but what I am doing is interrupting a lot. So with Glyph of Rude Interruption I'm getting a big damage bonus. Every single boss I can switch it around. In that Diablo style, I love that. I really like that because that is never cookie cutter. Every boss is individually tailored to its own way of playing. I think they could do away with the tomes, which allow you to swap a talent. I don't see the point in why it should cost us to change talents. It's a waste of time. I'd rather just the talents be freely choosable between each spec. I don't think that is limiting. Adding just a cost to swap it is just ridiculous. Makes no sense. I would much sooner be able to just swap glyphs and swap talents on the fly. I can do that, but it's costing me, I think, something like 20 gold or something. I know it's not a lot of gold, but it's annoying. I'm going to be doing it for every week for the rest of time. It was the same before dual spec. It was just annoying that I had to go keep respecking all the time. It cost me gold. Your bosses need this spec. It's not my choice. So I don't think we should do that. Yeah, it's just a mindless gold sink. Hey Preach, my friend Brandon Courtney is listening to the stream in the background. I shared your stream to him and it's his first stream he's listening to. Can you give him a shout out so he can tune in and be surprised? That would be awesome. Hey Brandon Courtney! Ching! You're a baller. There you go. That's the last shout I'm doing. I should have read that question first. What DPS spec is best at sharing right now in 4.3, Enhancement or Elemental? Ooh, I never see either of them. I think Enhancement is ahead. I really think Enhancement is ahead. Preach, what games are you most looking forward to seeing at Gamescom? Oh, PlanetSide 2, absolutely. Blizzard's booth's going to have Heart of the Swarm. I'm kind of interested in seeing that, although I've seen a lot of it already. I was actually talking with a couple of guys on the Methods side of things about other stuff that I'm going to be doing there. But in games, it's got to be PlanetSide 2 is my #1 game I'm looking forward to. I just want to see so much of that game. I have a lot of high hopes for that game. I just think it's one of those games where I can organise community events. I am really looking for something that I can create community events. The StarCraft tournament we did at the 10k anniversary show only had 5 people, but was so popular after we did it. People are always a little bit afraid of getting involved at the first one. But once we did that, people were asking constantly, will there be another StarCraft 2 tournament? Will we be able to do this? Will we be able to do that? I want to do a lot of community events with you guys. I think you deserve it. If you follow the channel for a while, you should be able to be involved and play with us in some fashion. We play games over the internet, which means we're less than 3 seconds from each other in reality. So I want to do that. PlanetSide 2 has the opportunity for us to roll out in 30 NPCs full of ballers and take over a base. I want to make some videos of the ballers turning up in a base with orcas and NPCs and helicopters and shit and just throwing the bro fist as we smash a base to pieces. There's some good opportunity there, so I'm hoping PlanetSide 2 allows us to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to. After my guild getting World 5th Ragnaros, thumbs up, I'm having the raid leader leave due to Spine Heroic. The guild is slowly falling apart, but my loyalty really lies with the guild. Do you think it's time to move on and find a new guild? Absolutely. If you're having that thing in the back of your head about leaving the guild, it's time to leave the guild. It really is. Once your gut, trust your gut, man. If, you know, in life, fucking life, you know, just something stupid like you leave a door open. In your gut, something tells you should go back and close that door, but then something in your mind goes, I really can't be arsed. You should go and do it. I always trust that instinct. If your gut tells you should have done something or you should do something, just do it. Because there's a reason your gut is telling you to do that. There's something in the back of your mind saying, you could avoid a lot of shit if you just moved that pair of shoes away from Ben's cage a meter more. If you were to just move that trainer up onto the shelf instead of leaving it on the floor where you want to relax and sit down, Ben isn't going to chew your laces to pieces. It's just a small thing. It's a gut instinct. And then you don't do it and you end up with me with no shoes. That kind of stuff, you know. So, Jason. Okay. Last question before we call it. That's a half-an-hour show. We're going to save the big shows till Friday. I've seen your Prot Warrior guides and I love playing it, but I'm having trouble holding aggro. I'm only level 73 on the tomb, so does it get easier since loons will be out of the picture at high level? It's hard for me to say because everybody I know who's tried the Prot Warrior and followed my video guides does really well. They love it. They absolutely enjoy it and they don't have aggro issues. Perhaps you're doing something slightly wrong. I don't know. Does it get easier past level 73? I'm not even sure anymore what level you get certain abilities. I would assume it's not actually that different. I've been leveling a tank a little bit. I think he's about level 50 or 60 or something. And I have no issues whatsoever. I really don't. But I'm so used to playing it. I've been playing it for 8 years, so it's not a fair comparison. I would just keep trying. I would just keep on trying. I would just keep pushing at it, keep trying, be a little bit faster maybe. Remember, one of the keys to being always in front of aggro is to be faster than everybody else. If you're there a good couple of global cooldowns before everybody else is a tank, you're set. Everything's on you. It's always good. It's all good. Alright, ballers, I'm going to call it there for today for the Daily Preach, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have another exciting story from our comments. The 2 videos have just gone up. You've got the Blood DK video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for the Blood DK video. It's up now, and I also covered a mod called Tell Me When today. There's a couple of other games coming out on the channel tomorrow. We are trying to expand into more videos. Oh, and good news for us. Since I started the Daily Preach, you guys seem to have really taken to it. I just want to say thank you for that, because I actually just really enjoy doing it. But the channel has actually grown by 100,000 views a month, literally since we started the Daily Preach. Because everyone's watching them backwards and forwards and stuff. I just want to say really thank you for that. We were in a situation where I was considering having to pack this in. Money is not in a great situation. We're going to wait till the next payment to decide should we stop. Not to put a downer on the show or anything, but I may be quitting next month after Gamescom. This is our 1 year anniversary this month, and it's coming on the 28th of August. That will be the 28th of August will be the month anniversary. So it'll be the week after we're in Gamescom, which is a huge achievement for the channel and a huge achievement for me personally. And we've grown the channel that much. If by that time though I can't pay the bills, which is entirely possible, generally due to ad blocker, as we've said before, but it's a gaming thing and people know about that stuff. Is I will unfortunately be stopping doing this. So just so you guys know. We'll make that decision on the 1 year anniversary show. That's not a hype up either. I'm not doing that so you're there for the decision. But we'll see how it goes. And hopefully everything will be fine. We have the views. We have the awesome audiences. You guys are here. So everything should be okay, I think. So I will see you tomorrow, ballers. You take it easy.